Welcome everybody to Chevalier, where we are here to help men and women find happy and healthy relationships. And as you guys know, it doesn't matter whether you're black, white, Asian, Hispanic, Puerto Rican, South American, Australian, or even the penguins in Antarctica. Most people say, or some people say, or a lot of people say they don't want a relationship, but at the end of the day, everybody wants to be with someone. It's almost like when I speak to a client, a lady particularly, and she says, "Oh, well, I don't want a high value man, or I don't want a man that makes a lot of money." And then when you start investigating, and asking more and more questions, she pretty much wants the same type of guy every other woman wants, even though she tries to package it in a different way. And that's why today's topic is so important as we talk about marriage, or what I call the true end game. I know in the very beginning, the idea, and as I say on every episode, that most people want to be with someone. And usually it starts off as, getting to know you, let's go on a date, let's get some drinks, let's hang out and get to know each other. But the purpose of that is to progress to dating, which dating is literally the process of vetting someone for a relationship. And the purpose of a relationship is to vet someone for marriage. This is why I usually tell so many men that when you meet a woman and she says, and I quote, "I'm just looking for friends," or "I'm not looking for anything serious," that you probably shouldn't waste your time even entertaining that conversation if you're looking for a relationship. And I tell the same things to modern women. When you often tell guys you're just looking for a friend, you automatically go in the sex only category. And I know a lot of women get offended by that because they say, "Well, I just really want to get to know him. I didn't really mean that. I just wanted, something, a hookup." But I let them know that dating, the value of dating is to come with intentions, come with a purpose. Let people know what you want up front so that way you can be on the same page. It's almost like going to a job interview. When you go to a job interview, yes, they know up front that you are here because you need the money. But the idea of an interview is so the company can know, do you fit their structure? Because they're paying you to do a job that's going to help them make more money. They're paying you money in the instance of making more money. So it's the same with dating for the purpose of a relationship. When you meet a guy up front, it's always important, ladies, to tell a guy what your intentions are up front so he can know how much and how far to invest in. So please, young ladies, please stop telling men you're just looking for friends or you just want to see where it goes right now. Because where it's going to go is put you in a category that's never going to get you to that relationship with a good man that's going to eventually lead to marriage. Marriage has a purpose. And no, it's not just a piece of paper. And as a guy who I've said this several times, who's been married for 17 long, industrious years, it has a purpose. And a good example would be when you're married to someone and they ascend to heaven. At the end of the day, they're the financial ramification that protects the family. So that way you guys can financially move forward successfully with the loss of that spouse and loved one. And in contrast, when you just have a boyfriend or a girlfriend and then when somebody passes, then you're just stuck. Because there is no institutionalized financial compensation that's going to protect the family if that person passed, because you have no state sanctioned ties to that person. I know most people don't think about taxes, but tax year, yes, in January, February, when we all filing taxes to get that big chunk of money, there's a huge financial incentive for people who are married. And when they give these stimulus checks and when they get all these financial credits and this and that and this and that, you're a married man. You think single people, you hear, "Oh, she got $7,000 because she got 3 kids and she's single," but that ain't nothing compared to what married people get. That's chump change. There are huge financial ramifications for the family that helps ties a better lifestyle that most people want. Another good example would be, let's say, for instance, the financial threshold of poverty is $33,000 a year. So let's say you meet someone who's making a woman who she's making $33,000 a year. And let's say at the very least, you're making $33,000 a year. At the least. Together, you have a $66,000 a year household. Which I'm pretty sure we all know is a different financial household threshold income than just surviving on $33,000, which is literally the poverty line of this entire country, and ironically is a little bit above what the average person in this country earns. So often I hear, why do I need a man? Because I don't care how much money you make. You can make from $6 an hour to $60,000 a year. Two incomes, unless your math is obscured, two incomes will always be more money than one income. Why do I need to work this hard if I got a man? Because his added income is going to obviously increase the household earnings than your income by itself. It's almost like going back to the 50-50 debate. Well, why do I need a guy that's 50-50? Because automatically you're paying 100% of everything. And since so many modern women talk about Cardi B and all these women that leave the I don't need a man movement, it's Cardi B, who's, by the way, a married woman who waited till she was married to have children, ironically. Who also, and I can post a video, I don't really do stuff like that, but you can seek it out for yourself right here on YouTube, where Cardi B talks about the value of 50-50 relationships. You're carrying 100% of all the weight, and I'm speaking for some modern women, not all, because that would be unfair. But you're carrying 100% of the weight, living paycheck to paycheck. Talking about, I don't need a man making less than $50,000-$60,000 a year. And I'm not knocking women that make less than $50,000-$60,000 a year, because in reality, everybody ain't rich and everybody ain't riding in Maybachs and Rolls Royces and living in hilltop mansions. But what I'm saying is, for women who make less than $50,000-$60,000 a year, and you say you don't need a man, especially if you got children from another man who's not doing his part to take care of those children. And I'm not talking about in any type of community, I'm talking about every community. Then you can afford to not have a man. Because so often I hear from my clients who talk about they go on a dating site, and when in one of the first 3 conversations, they meet women who on their profile saying, I'm not looking for nothing serious, but they wanted somebody to financially help them. They're going through an issue with bills. They're going through an issue with, not having nothing to eat. They're going through an issue with, I can't provide for my child or my children, and I can't get to work because I don't have any money, but you're saying you don't need a man. And so more and more guys, this is why so many women say, why do guys always talk about being intimate? Well, not intimate, but let's say hookups, because they're unfortunately meeting so many women. And again, I'm not talking about all women, but they're meeting so many women who talk about, I'm not looking for nothing serious, I don't want a relationship. But then you turn around and talk about wanting a man to give you money. You can't be unrealistic and expect a guy to give you something for nothing. The world will never give you something for nothing. And so when you ask a man who you have not took the time to get to know, who you not took the time to date, who you've not taken the time to vet, and then you turn around and expect this same man to give you something that he had to go out and earn, to bust his behind, that he had to go out and, put it all on the line and to be competitive and productive against his male peers so he can earn his share of the gold, and come in and turn around and give it to you for doing nothing, is asinine. And even if you don't think it is, if it made sense, then some of you modern women wouldn't be in these financial situations. You'd be rich, you'd be well off, but you're not. And I think that this comes to the value of why marriage is so important. Take the time to understand marriage has a value. It has a purpose. Until next time, peace. We gone.